Hey guys, so just a quick thing. I kind of messed up the last recording. I forgot to change my sources for the recording software, and basically it was still on if my heart had been. So I was talking, and you were seeing a black screen. So what I am going to do, or what you're going to see, is me just going through the contents again, but I'm gonna have my voice from my initial reading on. I think, unless you can't do that while editing, but I feel like you can. So we're gonna do that somehow. I'm sorry about that. There might be a little like disconnect, or I might like switch the page to like too early or too late, but I think that's better than just rereading it again because I did have some interesting thoughts and commentary and stuff, and it doesn't really feel genuine if I don't do that. So we'll be doing that. Anyways, thanks for understanding, and I'm sorry again. Bye. Hey guys, we're back. More Hidu. I'm actually recording. Actually, the past few weeks I've been recording like a day earlier than I'm supposed to. But yeah, this time for sure I think it's gonna be harder to record this week. So I'm trying to get a few recordings done today on a Sunday. But yeah, let's. Last chapter though was so good. It might be my favorite Hidu chapter so far. I think the only competition towards it would probably be the final chapter of Onikakushi, but obviously that's hard to beat since that was like the big climax slash resolution of the series, right? But that chapter was so good. It had everything you really wanted. It had like the slice of life, crazy club stuff with Keiichi and the Dane protecting Shion. It had the romance part. It had the really sad realization thing and the flashback that almost made me cry. Um, and then it actually just kind of almost kind of dunks on you with it like kind of soft confirms that or not even soft confirms, it was like almost a hard confirm that Shion was Mion, and then they kind of dunk on you showing that they're actually two different people. But at the same time, like I said, I'm pretty glad that that question is out of the way, so I don't have to worry about that too much. But I'm just excited to get back into this. How is this going to unfold now? Also, we met a new character too. Forgot his name, but it's like Shion's personal driver. And maybe there's more to that. Maybe her like personal assistant or something. I think it starts with an A, but I might be wrong. Anyways, yeah. Also, I think I restarted my computer since I just recorded an episode of If My Heart Had Wings. So I'm pretty sure I should probably just like actually because I always forget to turn off my computer because I always fall asleep in bed while watching something. So it's always on. So that's probably why I'm getting the encoding errors all the time. So I'll try to remember that to do a restart whenever I record. Not that, again, it doesn't really affect too much except for a little lag on the actual video, but the audio is fine, which is the most important. Anyways, let's get on to chapter 6. I'm super excited. Like, yeah, that was such a good chapter. Such a good way to end off the week, too. But we'll see what happens now. This music. Oh, I love this song. I was too invested in the last chapter to say it, but this is like one of my favorite songs from the soundtrack. It's so good. I love it. The next Sunday. It was a strange day where Mian was desperate to regain her composure. Yeah, that was kind of mean of Shion. I don't know, I still think Shion's kind of nasty. Maybe she's not evil. Maybe evil's such a bad word. But I can see her being kind of nasty and just getting close to us just to sort of spite me. Like, maybe it is curiosity, but it's also a little bit to spite me on. I could totally see that. Every time our eyes met, she would say that she had something to do or that she had to use the washroom and run off. And I'm like 99% sure that was her flashback, not Shion's, so that would be dumb. It wouldn't be dumb, it'd just be really unexpected. So I don't know. I think it's just odd. Awkward, not odd. Unable to watch, Rena was taking care of her the entire time. When I like question Rena where she kind of baited you into thinking that she's the same person, or baited you.
一部始終を
You
知っ
see,
てはいる
even
んだが、
Satoto can notice
なん
it.
とも説明しづらい。
女の子には不安定になる時もあるのです。
I think especially the big stab was when Shion made Keiichi buy the doll that Mion really wanted. That's kind of horrible.
放っておいてあげるのが一番なのですよ。
Maybe it's not that bad, but again, I'm pretty emotional, so it's probably affecting me more than the average person. Turning around, I saw Rena calling me from the hallway. I wondered what it was.
ケイチくん、こっちこっち。
Hi, Rena. You want to explain why you're so calm? Why you put the idea that Shion was just Mion dressing up?
なんだよ。
So confused about that.
内緒話か？
その災難だったみたいだね。
Maybe you should tell Rena. Maybe Rena actually doesn't know. That'd be kind of awkward too.
みーちゃん、かなり壊れてたけど、なんとか直しておいたから。
よく直せたな。一体どうやって？
Rena's good at this
テレ
kind
ビ
of
と
stuff.
同じ。
I
斜
feel.
め45度くらいの角度で、えいえい。
Saying that she made a chopping motion. You know, I can't tell if you're joking or not, right?
明日からは大丈夫だから。だけど、ケイチくんにもお願いしたいことがあるの。
悪気はないんだが、なぜか罪の意識もある。何でも聞くぞ。
みーちゃんはね、昨日までの数日間のこと、なかったことにするから。
Yeah, that's not the best solution for things. Never happened, huh? I see. Well, that's one way to run from it.
だからね、ケイチくんもなかったことにしてあげて。
I don't know if that's the best solution for stuff. I feel like you should kind of just directly confront the situation, and because if you just pretend it didn't happen, it's gonna like linger in the back of your mind. It could actually be a lot more stressful too. Even though like the initial, I don't know, emotional pain from directly confronting it will be pretty bad. I think it's better in the long run just to talk it out, because again, it's not that bad, right? Right? It's not that bad. I mean, it hurts a lot less. I mean, it would hurt a lot more if like Mion definitely like liked Keiichi in a kind of a romantic sense. But we don't even know if that's true, right? Maybe she just wants Keiichi to treat her more like a girl. But if it was a romantic sense, then yeah. I mean, I still think it would be better to talk about it, though. I don't know. I'm not really well versed in this kind of stuff, but just my opinion.
それでみーちゃん、いつも通りだから。
Yeah, but she wouldn't really go back to normal, right? It's just a mask.
そんな簡単なことで本当に大丈夫なのか？
I think Rena's low-key manipulative too, so
みーちゃんの心の整理がつ
this
くま
could
で。
just be a plan to mess with her too. But I actually think Rena, I don't know. I don't think she's. Yeah, maybe at least until Mion's over the shock, then you can confront her when she's more stable. That might be alright.
わかったよ。
Even though I shouldn't have been at fault, for some reason I felt guilty. The one at fault here was the one who knew about the entire situation and pretended to be Mion for an entire day. Shion, exactly. Yeah, she might not be evil. She might just be I don't know, nasty is that a bad word? I can't think of a word to describe her. Less than nasty, but have a nasty personality. Is playfully nasty, dude? Probably not. But she never once said that she was Mion. I mean, that's more your fault, Keiichi, but she kind of like didn't outright deny it as much as she could have, I guess. What am I supposed to be angry at? You should be angry at her taking you on a date and making you buy the doll. I think that's the thing he's kind of overlooking. That seems really... At least the doll thing seemed kind of more spiteful than anything else. That's what bothers me the most. Seeing me stomping the ground impatiently, Rena giggled.
でもケイチ君も分かったでしょ。みーちゃんにも可愛いところがあるんだって。
Yeah, I hope you realize that by now. Rena talked in a calm voice as her hair rustled in the wind.
ああ、退屈しないやつだということが分かった。
よかった。
Following this curt reply, Rena looked up to the sky and stretched.
ケイチ君がそれに気づいてくれれば、この数日間の出来事はすぐに笑い話になるんだよ。
Copying Rena, I also began to stretch as I looked at the sky. The clear sky towered into the distance.
今日は部活も何もなし。
Yeah, I think so.
今日だけは申し訳ないけどケイチ君、下校は一人でいいかな。明日からは元通りだから今日だけ。
Fine. If all it took for everything to go back to normal was to leave Mion alone for today, then it was an easy decision to make. Yeah, I gotta remember again, these guys are like, Keiichi's like 15, right? Obviously. Like kids, maybe the solution doesn't... They probably won't think too deeply of stuff.
分かったよ。ミオンに面と向かって言えないからレナに言っとく。なんだか申し訳ないな。謝る。
Does Rena know the complete situation? I feel like Rena does know. I don't know, maybe not. I wonder if Rena really did know that Shion existed, but I feel like she didn't if she said that she didn't know Shion existed when Keiichi first brought it up with Mion during the couple chapters back. I don't know. Rena's complex in this chapter right now. She kind of reminds me of Rika right now. A lot more sly.
元はといえばケイチ君が無神経なことを
Lot
言う
less
からいけな
innocent.
かったんだよね。これに懲りて少しはデリカシーってものを身につけるんだよ。
She's kind of grown since then, though. But it's true.
Hey.
Keiichi definitely needs to fix his words. I was commenting about that a lot when he was having his realization. Even I didn't notice how many just zingers he said to Mion. That would kind of put her down. It's honestly a talent at that point. That day was the shortest day of my life. Rena was talking to Mion while accompanying her around the entire time. It looked like a really fun conversation, so I reflexively thought about joining in, but I had made a promise not to. It seemed that Mion was also trying her best to ignore me. So likewise, I did my best to ignore her. Just hang out with the other girls. I think we need more Satoko time. For the first time in a while, I ate lunch alone. Mion and Rena ate theirs by themselves. As I let out a sigh in my ashen mood, Rita-chan came over and patted me on my head. There you go. It's time to spend some time with the younger ones.
ケイチもミーもいっぱいいっぱいお勉強しましたですね。
I never say it like that. It made it sound like we were having romantic problems. I didn't like that one bit. Hopefully the teacher wouldn't notice and call us to the staff room after school or something.
きっとケイチは素敵な大人になれますですよ。
Thanks, Rika.
なでなで。
Ooh, more pats.
リカちゃんはお勉強家だからすごい素敵な大人になれそうだな。
もちろんなのですよ。僕は大人になったらすごいすごいのです。
I can see that.
あら、私も大人になったらすごいレディーになるんですのよ。
That's a little harder to see.
サトコはいくつになってもお子様だと思うぞ。かけてもいい。
Oop. Whoa, what did I press? Wrong button. Didn't know that was a hotkey though. Good to know. Left arrow key is a hotkey for the log.
なんですって。
Aw. Haven't seen that in a while. As Satoto snapped her fingers, a washbin fell from above, hitting me square in the head. What? The trap master. Bane, smash, pinch, squeeze. It was the day I could thoroughly appreciate the value of having friends. Intermission. That better not be chapter end. That'd be a really short chapter. Ooh. Next day. Oh, zooming to school. Probably confronting Mion sometime today. Not confronting her, but acting normal. Gym time? Today was Saturday, so school ended in a blink of an eye. Oh, that was really fast. It felt good to go home with the sun so high in the sky. On any other day, our club would have been up to mischief during our ample after school time, but today Rika-chan had a rehearsal for tomorrow's Watanagashi to go to. Oh, it's happening tomorrow. That's interesting. Now here's a big question. Who's gonna die? Because I don't think it's Tomotaki, since we haven't even seen him this chapter. But we did get introduced to some new sprited characters, right? So if I had to make a guess, and you know, I'm gonna lock in my answer, I'll probably say it again, but I'll just refer to this video. It's probably gonna be one of the two kids, or maybe both. I don't even remember their names, but Keiichi's like younger boy. Younger male friends. That would have sounded a little weird. I don't know, just because they have a sprite and they're actually friendly, because it's gonna have to be someone close to Keiichi to investigate it, right? And it's not really anyone else. Like, other sprited characters are like the teacher, Chi, and like side characters that aren't too important, I mean. And like Shion's bodyguard that was literally introduced last hint. Or Keiichi's parents, but they don't have sprites. I don't know. I mean, if it's one of the club members, oh no, I don't want that to happen. But to be fair, it's not like Rita and Satoto actually had too much screen time last chapter after the Watanagashi. They were pretty minor parts. So I don't know. I think it might be interesting if they do it someone not too important. Like, what if they do Tomotaki, but Keiichi doesn't even know about him too much, so Uishi wouldn't really ask him for help, maybe? It'd be interesting to see a story where Keiichi doesn't get too involved in it, and thus doesn't get targeted by the townspeople, but is still slightly interested and investigates. I think that would be cool. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but yeah. Anyways, if I had to guess, I still think there's going to be those two kids. One or both of them. Feel like they fill a good role in as a nice friend for Keiichi anyways. Though, again, I guess being friends with Keiichi isn't actually oh no, they don't even fit the requirements to die, right? Who fits it the most? I don't know, Rena was saying that she was gonna be cursed. That's last chapter, right? And there's also... I mean, it's so Keiichi, but obviously Keiichi's not gonna die. It could be his parents. I don't know, I'm confused. Never mind, scrap all of that. So if the kids die, I won't be surprised. But it doesn't really fit thematically, right? Or, it fits thematically, but it doesn't fit in the killing pattern. Let's just continue. I'm getting sidetracked. How's it going, Rika-chan? Good luck.
去年は終わった後、ヘトヘトの汗だらけだったんだよね。
I can imagine.
今年はもっともっと
Also, I was kind of thinking about it. I didn't really mention it before, but when they said that she was trying to practice with a hoe, which, you know, is kind of like scythe-like, I know it doesn't have anything to do with it, but it kind of reminded me of Umineko, how Brincasto uses a scythe. Maybe that's another reason why she uses or her weapon shaped like that because she used to practice with a hoe. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny.
特訓の成果ご期待あそばせですの。
The Watanagashi festival everyone had been talking about was tomorrow, wasn't it? The festival being in June felt a little early to me, but the onset of the summer came quickly this year, so it fit the image of summer festival pretty well.
じゃあ僕たちは失礼しますです。明日を楽しみになさいませ。それではごきげんようですわ。
Sadato really cares about Rita. Satoto and Rita-chan waved to us energetically and then laughed. I wonder where Satoto lived. I haven't really thought about it, but since she has like no relatives left, maybe she's living with Rita in the temple. But where does I mean, I'm guessing Rita lives like near the temple, or maybe being taken care of by temple workers, or if there's a new priest or something. And I guess Satoto might be living with her since, I don't know, she doesn't really have anyone left, right?
そういえば聞いてなかったんだけど、祭り会場ってどこなんだ？この辺って祭りのできそうな場所なんてあったっけ？
We never went to the temple in this one,
フルデ
right?
神社でやるんだよ。
Yeah, we never had lunch there. Furude Shrine. I know someone commented on my pronunciation, as I used to say Farud.
ほら、
I'll work on
以前
that.
にみんなでお散歩した時に言ったでしょ。あの見晴らしの良かったところ。
Oh, we did go there once on a walk. Alright, I remember. There's a shrine all the way up that hill, wasn't there? It seems far too grand for Hinamizawa.
神社には立派な集会所とかもあって、
At least
老
Mion's
人会のカラオケと
seeming
か、習
okay
字サークルの会合とかを
on the
時々やってる
outside,
からね。
even if it's kind of an act.
単なる神社というよりは公共施設のような雰囲気だね。
That's cool too.
なるほどね。それなら立派なのも納得かな。
みーちゃんちも今日の設営にはお手伝いに行くの？うん、男手がいるからね。町から親類が大勢手伝いに来るよ。
Male hands, huh? Well, I mean, I have nothing to do at home today, so...
俺みたいのが飛び入りで参加すると、かえって邪魔になるか？
Yeah. Huh? I mean, that's pretty nice.
手伝いに来てくれるの？
I don't know. I don't want to see more interactions with Shion, with Mion around. It's gonna be awkward. I wonder if he'll meet any more of Mion's family. But they haven't really been showing any parents for like sprited parents for Keiichi or Rena. So probably not. It's probably more of a kid-centric group in the family. I guess even Shion's a kid, right? Though again, there's a strong... I still have the strong possibility that if there is a group in Hinamizawa, someone from the Sonozaki would be leading it. And it'd probably be an adult. So maybe.
迷惑なら行かねえよ。単なる興味だからさ。
We had bond dances and other festivals in the town I used to live in, but I didn't even know where they took place, much less wanted to help. You could say that I had absolutely no connection to the region. Having come to Hinamizawa, though, it really made me feel like this place was a home that I had returned to. Before I knew it, I harbored a little interest in the small community activity of preparing for a festival the day before. That's nice.
ケイチ君頑張れるかな？
It's a nice deed. Just don't make it weird, Keiichi.
テントを立てたり、パイプ椅子を並べたり。結構重労働って聞いてるよ。
I mean, Keiichi probably needs to build up some muscle. He's been kind of wimpy for a while.
みんなでやればきっと早いぜ。
Mion looked happy to hear that, but at the same time, her expression was complex, tinged with hesitation. You know, that's perfectly reasonable. Rena gave her last push for me.
じゃあ決定だね。行ってきなよ、ケイチ君。みーちゃんはビシビシこき使ってあげてね。レナの推薦じゃ仕方ないな。じゃあさ、帰ったらラフな格好で神社に来なよ。汗拭き用のタオルもあるといいかもね。
し来た。俺こう見えても太陽の下で汗をかくの嫌いじゃないんだぜ。
I mean, there was that one time where Kichi was like helping Rena get Colonel Randy out. That probably took a lot of effort, right?
じゃあおじさんはこの辺で。私も着替えたらすぐに神社に行くから。みーちゃんも頑張ってね。バイバイ。
Mion waved vigorously to us and left. As far as I could tell, her gaily retreating figure, she seemed to have recovered from the weak state she had yesterday.
女の子は切り替えが早いんだから。もうみーちゃんも大丈夫だよ。
That's good. Again, I think there's probably some lingering thoughts, but
あれだけ綺麗に切り替えてくれるとこっちも実に合わ
hopefully
せやす
she's
い。
fine.
でも面白かったでしょ。シンデレラみたいっていうのかな。魔法が解けたらもう会えないってところが。
Rena began to giggle, a fair bit in amusement. Did she like this sort of thing? Incidentally, me going along with it gave me a weird, hard-to-describe feeling. Did I turn myself into a plaything, or did they do it for me?
そんなに面白いならレナももう一人の自分を演じればいいじゃないか。
No, don't say that. It's kind of awkward, too.
面白そうだね。じゃあケイチ君はどんなレナに会いたいかな。
アイドル真っ青のルッツと俺の言うこと何でも確実に聞く器量よしで頼む。
無理。
料理上手でお昼のお弁当を作ってくれて朝は迎えに来てくれて。
それいつもやってる。
Yeah, I was trying to say, that's pretty much Rena. I pulled Rena's head into a tight grip and then started to pet it.
優遇レナなんだろ。レイナじゃなくてレナ。だからレナはいつまでもレナのまんまでいろ。
That's cute.
ありがとう。お祭りのお手伝い頑張ってね。
That was cute, Keiichi.
明日祭りで会おうな。
I got changed right away and slinging a towel around my neck like Mion suggested, I set off for the shrine. That's pretty. Did we see it like this before? I don't remember. At the shrine, there's more people than you'd imagine even live in Hinamizawa there. All cording off areas and setting up tent frameworks, chatting amongst themselves as they did so. Alright, where's Mion? The liveliness of the throng didn't make it easy to look for her. I searched around, as if I already worked there, and suddenly the principal called out to me. Aha,
前原君であるか。関心である。
friend.
渡流しの準備のお手伝いに来たのかね。
ああどうも。何かお手伝いできないかなって思いまして。
首相な心がけである。存分に汗を流すがよいぞ。
Do we forgive him for eating our rice balls? I don't think so. Spurred on by the principal, I came upon a group of people setting up
あ
tents.
いや、前原の兄ちゃんじゃねえの。ひょっとして手伝いに来たのかい？
I hadn't found Mion yet, but I suppose I'd just get in her way if I ran into
おっ
her.
す。手伝いに来ました。よろしくお願いします。
若いのは元気があっていいね。ほら、軍手つけて。テントは組んだことあるかい？
いえ、初めてです。
Delighting in teaching a new skill to someone younger, plenty of people happily taught me all sorts of things.
じゃあ、兄ちゃんは天幕の内側に入って天骨の紐だけ結んで、結んだら足を立てて残りの紐も結ぶからな。
蝶々結びでいいんですよね。よいしょ。よいしょ。
結んだが立てるぞ。いっせーの。
What was once nothing more than a collapsed tent raised on four splendid legs before my eyes in mere moments. Whoa. Seeing it put together like this is actually pretty moving.
ほれほれ、感動してる場合じゃないぞ。まだまだたくさんあるんだからな。トラックにテントを積んであるからここまで持ってきな。重いから二人でやれよ。
大丈夫っすよ。俺こう見えても結構
You're
力あるん
sure
すから。
about that? What? They looked light enough, so I thought they were, but they're heavy.
だから2人で運べって言ったろ。ほれほれ。
Said the man, lifting it up with a grunt and taking it away under his arm. Either I'm weak or these old guys have superhuman strength. I think it's your weak.
一番若いんだから汗しないとダメだぞ。頑張れ頑張れ。終わった後のビールがうまいぞ。
俺未成年だし。
Sweat dripped from my body. I had been fully and completely absorbed in helping them. I would never have thought that the cold barley tea from the women's society would taste this delicious.
若いからね。担当のみ。
ありがとうございます。
It was then I realized that a crowd had formed near the shrine a ways off. Who there? When I took a closer look, I saw a girl dressed in a shrine maiden garb, and a handful of old men looking like they were preparing for the ceremony together. Hey, Rika.
リカちゃんか。おーい、リカちゃん。
Yay.
頑張れよ。
I shouted and it seemed like she heard me. Rika-chan, positively exploding with vitality, answered with a smile. The older guys with me watched Rika-chan as well with distant gazes.
リカちゃまも頑張るな。
Rika-chan.
去年に比べると
Never
だい
heard
ぶ板について
Chama
きたみたいだしな。
The old lady who gave me the tea clasped what looked like a prayer beads in her hands and said,
リカ様。ありがたや、ありがたや。
and just like that began to respectfully pray to her. Huh? I just remembered that they called it the Furude Shrine. Wasn't Rika-chan's full name Rika Furude? The man standing next to me answered my question. How do you know? How can everyone read my mind? Chamas. I'm gonna Google Chama. I've never heard that honorific used before. Ever. Chama. No. Japanese honorific. The baby talk version of Sama is Chama, for example, and in fact Chan was a baby talk version of San that eventually became regarded as an ordinary honorific. There are even baby talk versions of baby talk versions. Chan can be changed to Tan, and less commonly Chama to Tama. Good enough for me. Huh? I'd always gotten the feeling she wasn't quite your average person, but it turned out she was from an esteemed family.
神主様だったお父さんが亡くなられてからはああやって頑張って祭事を引き継いでおるんだよ。この立派になった姿、神主様に見せたかったのを。
え、リカちゃんのお父さんってお亡くなりになったんですか？
よし、休憩終わり。次は使わないパイプ椅子を
Guess we're not getting too much into that.
戻しちゃおうか。マークさん、Kを回して何人か連れてってよ。
じゃあ前原君、最後にもう一働きしようか。
Okay, you're gonna make me do more work? I can't tell if they know I'm a minor or not, but the older men all cheer me on, encouraging me to do my best, and that the beer will be great. Mion. I was about to say Shion for some reason. I passed by Mion. She was carrying a big cardboard box. It looked like she was right in the middle of working as well. Judging by the sweat seeping into her shirt, it seemed like I wasn't the only one with his hands full. We were working to the bone until the sun began to set and it started cooling off. Ooh. Slow fade transition. It was soon full-fledged night, and the clear sounds of the Higurashi eased the moderate pain I felt. The older guys began their night before drinking party in a tent a fair bit off, causing quite a ruckus. Excuse me. Is it possible to go through an episode without burping once? I don't know what, like, I literally never burp. It only happens when I record. It has to do something with me talking this much. I don't know. The shrine grounds, on the other hand, had turned into a lonely road, tickled by the cool evening breeze. Despite being so festive just a little while ago, the wind felt good. I leaned on one of the stone guardian dots at the front of the shrine. I gave my legs a good stretch as I let my mind wander, and suddenly a paper cup filled with barley tea was thrust before me.
ケイちゃんお疲れ様。
Round one.
はい、麦茶です。
お、気が利くな。サンキューみ。
Her voice sounded exactly the same, but it felt somehow different. Doesn't sound the same.
あ、お前は。
It's Shion, casual clothes.
どうも
It's the same.
シオンです。気が利いているのはシオンの方。聞いてないのがミオンの方ですので、お間違いなきよう。
シオン、てめえ。ここであったが100点ね。
ケイちゃんが勝手に勘違いしたんですよ。私は初めからシオンとしか名乗ってませんし。
Yeah, but you're playing along with it.
それを言われると弱い。
Don't give up, Keiichi. Push her farther. It's too easy.
そうそう、お姉にすらかなわないケイちゃんが私にかなうわけないんですからね。
This song's always a bop too.
それより麦茶、
Love that little... this part.
ぬるくなっちゃいますよ。
うん。
もう機嫌直してください。だからこれ仲直りの麦茶ってことで。
You don't sound sorry at all. Well, she did come all the way here to give it to me. I guess I'll accept it. I took the cup and downed it in one gulp. And then suddenly, I heard a loud shout and it got stuck in my throat. Oh no, this is awkward again.
今度はどっちだ。本物のミオンか。
Look at her face.
あんたなんでまたケイちゃんと一緒にいるわけ？お姉と違って私は気配りとかできるタイプですから。
Dude, this sounds so good. I really dig it.
汗だくになってたケイちゃんを放っておけなくて。
And I know this is the new soundtrack that most people don't like, so it kind of makes me excited to hear the old one in the next volume, which I promise you, I will actually install it with the patcher. Hopefully they have some of the songs in it though, because this song's a bop, and the sad one's a bop too.
ところで、お姉はなんで麦茶を2つも持って
She
るん
was
ですか？
trying to bring it too. I swear Shion's a bully. Mion's face went bright red, and she tried to hide the paper cups behind her back.
いや、これは大雑把で自分さえ良ければいいお姉がクラスメートの男の子に海外しく麦茶を持ってくるわけないですよね。
Don't bully.
結局何なんです？その2つの麦茶は。これは
Just take one, Keiichi. Save her. This is too awkward.
すっごく喉が渇いちゃって2杯は飲めるかなーなんて。お姉らしい。それ一気一気。
As Shion cheered at Mion downed both cups of tea, one after the other.
さすがはお姉、見事な飲みっぷりでした。ケイちゃんも拍手拍手。
Wait, suddenly the situation has gotten unbelievable. Mion doesn't usually get manipulated so easily like that. I've known for a while now, but Shion is terrifying.
ミオンってシオンには頭上がらないのか。
私シオン
She's a bully. Oh, just then I heard the snap of a camera shutter. Is it time for the boy? Tomotaki, it's been so long. I thought you weren't gonna show up at all. Maybe all chapters are gonna have Tomotaki die, just for consistency, to set up a basic story. But if you don't know Tomotaki as well, maybe it'll affect how we're being treated by the, I don't know, the culprit, I guess, or whatever, or the village, or whatever, all parties involved. And it's the other girl, I forgot her name. I remember I thought she was Satoto's like mother or sister, but they're not related. Totally forgot. She's a nurse, right? It's been so long.
こんばんは。あら、しおんちゃん。珍しいわね、こっちへ来るなんて。
ありゃ、富田家のおじさまに
Takano. There we go. I knew it was something with a T. I was thinking pretty hard. Obviously you can't see that, but Takano. Okay. Wasn't it like something with an A too, her first name? Like Ayase Takano? Takano?
Yeah, Keiichi-kun.
Oh, well, that was short.
今日は張り切って仕事してたね。感心したよ。
Yeah, so we're not too connected to Tomotaki, which is gonna be interesting when he dies. Now that they've reintroduced him, because I thought they just weren't gonna show him this chapter. Now I can actually see him dying. I feel like I've seen this photographer die before. Have you met before? I'm glad you remembered. We've passed by many times on the road, Teichi-kun. I'm Tomotaki. I'm a freelancing photographer from Tokyo.
こんばんは。私はわかるかしら。
すみません、覚えがないです。
Nurse girl.
高野美代さんだよ。
Mio, not Ayase. I think Ayase is someone from If My Heart Had Wings. I got them confused. Mio Takano.
ケイちゃんはまだ
I will try to
診
remember
療所
that.
のお世話にはなってない？美代さんは診療所で看護師さんをやってるんだよ。
高野よ。よろしくね。
I like her design, kinda. Feels very simple but good.
治療に来るときは教えてね。今度の注射針を用意しておくから。
そりゃ、
Oh yeah, and she has Eva's voice, right? That's always a plus. Tomotaki-san seemed to be quite entertained at the Sonozaki twins being in the same place as he took picture after picture.
いやー、一卵性ソーセージとは聞いてたけど、並んでみると壮観だね。本当にそっくりなんだな。
そっくりなのは外見だけじゃないんで
It's
すよ。
literally the only
下着もおしゃれ。
difference I see, obviously aside from the hair, is Myeon seems to have slightly bigger breasts. But that's it. They look. I think Myeon's slightly taller too, right? I could be wrong. Yeah, no, they're the same height. Things have never been as lively as when the two of them are together. I thought they were exactly the same at first, but I've started to get a handle on which one is which. Myeon is Myeon, and Xian, well, she seems a far better actor than Myeon was. In the first place, somebody that could spurn Myeon so easily wouldn't have shown such a weakness to those lard buckets that Angel Mort. If that was the case, then that cowardly behavior from that day was all a complete act. Maybe it could have been. Yeah, I guess that made sense. I wasn't even thinking about that. She probably could have just called some boys from Hinamizawa to take care of them.
あの二人、昔はもっとそっくりでね。ご両親でもどっちがどっちかわからなくて手を
I
焼
heard
いて
that's actually a pretty common problem. I know I have twin second uncles that had problems when they were younger. Identical twins. Identical twin second uncles. They were hard to tell apart back then.
すごく想像に容易です。ご両親のご苦労がよくわかります。
Tatano gave me a kind of an odd look, but explaining would have been a pain, so I didn't bother. Yeah, I'd like to know too. What was that about? How do you understand? Did you know twins or have? Well, obviously, you probably didn't have a brother, but did you know twins?
富武のおじさまはまた渡流しの取材が終わったら東京にとんぼ帰りですか？
Probably not. I mean, it would be interesting if he lived. I'm sure there's gonna be a chapter where he either lives so we get more development and answer some questions about him. In the question arc anyways, or if you just get a chapter where you actually hang out with him more and learn more about him. Because I'm sure, like I said, or like someone said, the answer arcs are directly related to chapters, right? So they probably like answer almost everything like a lot more directly than they did in Uminato. So that'd be interesting. Though that makes me even more want to solve everything before the answer arcs, even though we're not.
知らない大人の都合ってやつさ。
お写真が早く素敵な賞を取るといいですね。お祈りしていますね。
I mean, Mion looks slightly higher, but I can't tell. It'd be very slightly. And yeah, her breasts do look a little bigger, but that might just be because the shirt looks a little tight. Not sure.
ありがとう。今度来るときには今日撮った君たちの写真も持ってくるよ。
今日は前原くんもお疲れ様。慣れない力仕事で疲れたでしょ？
まあ疲れたけど結構楽しかったです。
若さね、羨ましいわ。
Tatano-san smiled with an adult elegance that no one in my circle of friends possessed. The wind caught her hair. She gives off an intelligent beauty. Ah! It's Uishi. Is this gonna be awkward? We haven't seen Uishi interact. Like I said, I still think Tomotachi's suspicious and in on something. And just by that, I also think Tatano probably would be in the same group. Oh no. Why do you do this, Uishi? So this might be interesting. It seemed like our merry crowd was standing out. This time an overweight older man addressed us. And again, it was someone I thought I knew. If I recall correctly, he was a policeman, isn't he?
あら、大石さん。こんばんは。明日の警備の下見ですか？
そんなところ。
A lot of sketchy people in one place.
おや、
Though for different
富武君
reasons.
じゃないですか。ご無沙汰しておりますね。
僕の名前を覚えていてくださったとは光栄ですよ。
あなたもつくづくひなみ沢が好きですな。ここいらへんは東京よりもずっとアパートは安いですよ。いっそ引っ越してくればいいのに。仲のいい不動産屋を紹介しますよ。
それは嬉しいですね。その節はぜひお世話になりたいです。
ではでは皆さん、良いお年を。
You definitely know that Tomotachi and Uishi know something deeper about each other, probably. Can feel
そ
it
の
in
先
the
の
air.
双子さんも良いお年を。
良いお年を、大石刑事。
Oh, and we know Mion doesn't like Uishi. And we haven't actually seen them interact, so this might be.
お仕事よろしくお願い
She's
しま
gonna
す。
hit him with a zinger.
今年は皆さんの手を煩わせない綿流しにしたいです。
Well, at the least, Shion also looks like she doesn't like Uishi.
こりゃ手厳しい。
Detective Uishi left us with a low laugh and headed off to talk to some police officers standing a ways away. A ways away. I gave Mion a glance and saw her making an annoyed face as if she was glaring bullets at someone she hated. Yeah, we know that.
そうね。
Looks like they're friendly with Takano. Well, Takano... Does Takano live here? I forgot. I guess she does if she works in the hospital. But that might not mean she lives here.
今年は警察のお世話にな
Oh,
らない
don't bring
綿
up
流
the
しになるといいわね
curse. I want Keiichi not to know about it. It'd be nice.
君も好きだね。
あら、二郎さんは嫌い？
Jiro, yeah, that was his name. I knew it started with a J too. Jiro Tomodachi.
私、
Or actually, it's
そ
a
ういう
fake
夢
name.
のある話好きよ。
Police confirmed that it's a fake name, so never mind, I guess.
潤いのない時代だからこそ、そういうのに憧れるの。
お社様のたたりか。
No, we were so close to going through it without learning about it. So actually, we learned it on the night of the Watanagashi, right? So I guess we're actually learning about it slightly earlier. Curse. Tomodachi-san used a troubling word. Then suddenly someone tugged on my arm. Yeah, let's listen to
ケイ
this.
ちゃん、私お腹空いちゃったからさ、
They're throwing me on. She's protecting
酒
us.
盛りのテントに行ってお菓子でも食べてこない？
そうだな。俺もちょっとお腹が減ったかな。
行こう行こ
A moment later, Shion said something to Takano and Tomodachi that stunned my ears and gave me a start.
う。今年は誰が死んで誰が消えるんでしょうね。
Way to be secretive. I pulled back from Mion's grip and stopped abruptly.
シオン、今なんて言ったんだ？
Oh no. It felt like the air around us dried out all of a sudden.
行こうよケイちゃん。つまんない話だよ。お姉はまだケイちゃんに話してないの？
Mion's just trying to be nice.
私、そういう話は吹き込まない主義なの。
Shion's cold and quiet tone and Mion's harsh words were quite the contrast. I don't know, it's like the first time Mion's actually kind of standing up to Shion.
おいおいおいおい、何の話だよ。
We're learning about it.
知
It's
ってる
too
なら
late.
教えてくれよ。俺だけのけ者なんて、なんだか気分悪いぞ。
I don't understand this. Someone explain it to me. However, Mion didn't seem to be at all willing to grant my request. She squeezed my hand in hers a bit, but when she realized I would hold my ground on this topic, she let go.
じゃあさ、私先に酒盛りのテントに行ってるよ。早く来ないとケイちゃんの分なくなっちゃうからね。
ああ、分かってるって。すぐ行くから。
Okay, I'm actually gonna stop now since it's hitting the 50-minute mark. And I'm also kind of hungry. But next time, we're gonna get some more Watanagashi, or not Watanagashi, Oyashiro-sama curse stuff. Maybe some new information this time. Though I think we already know the basic stuff of what happened. But maybe Shion will bring us some more insight to it. Or maybe some more... This is supposed to be the history chapter, right? According to the last encore thing. Or curtain call. What's it called? I already forgot what I dubbed it as. Yeah, anyways, we'll get back to that. Let's stop with some happy thoughts and make the next episode more drowy? Anyways, thanks for watching. This has been fun, and I'll see you sometime. Bye! Hey guys, we're back. More Higu. That was that was the video starting over again. Anyways, I'm sorry for that. Thank you if you watched to the end of the dubbing. If you don't, I understand. Kind of sucks. And I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. But anyways, hope you enjoyed. Bye.